I got married after 3 weeks. Meeting my husband, I knew he was the one. It was almost like everything that I was praying for was right in front of my face. And you have to watch that too.
Listen, I absolutely love love, and marriage is such a beautiful blessing when it's done right. But Chile, who in their right mind jumps into forever after just 3 weeks? I mean, seriously, you're telling me you're ready to say, "Till death do us part," when you don't even know if your potential soulmate is going to keep you up all night snoring. You haven't even figured out their favorite meal. And speaking of rushing into things, the streets have been talking, and honey, they are loud. Word on these streets is that Fantasia Barrino was chasing after this man Kendall like he had her last good wig. They're saying she was so desperate for that married life that she was practically begging on her knees for him to put a ring on it. And Chile, let me tell you where that got them. Straight to broke city. We're not talking about a little financial hiccup, we're talking broke. Like checking under the couch cushions for pennies broke. And toxic? Baby, their relationship turned more toxic than a chemical waste dump. Now, let me give you the official story of how this mess started. Picture this. Fantasia's out with her girls, living her best life, when Kendall's drunk friend starts trying to get them to come through. At first, our girl Fantasia wasn't having it, and honestly, she should have stuck to those instincts. But then Kendall showed up, and Chili, it was like someone cast a love spell. She was instantly hooked like a fish on a diamond-encrusted line. They exchanged numbers faster than you can say bad decision, and spent the whole night talking on the phone like teenagers. When they met up again, Kendall did the bare minimum of being honest. He spilled his history and told her straight up that he was focusing on his business and wasn't ready for anything serious. Now, any sensible person would have taken that as their cue to exit stage left, but not our girl Fantasia. She played it cool like a cucumber and invited him to her birthday party in DC.
Did he come up to you and just start a conversation?
No. He didn't. His friend came up to try to flirt. His friend was trying to holler hard. I was like, please, somebody get him away from me.
Go away.
Yeah, they were sloppy drunk. He was. And I told my girls, I was like, yo, let's roll. And he comes down like, yo, I just want to say, I don't want what they're doing and how they acting to reflect on the whole crew. Y'all are more than welcome to stay, buy you a drink or whatever if you want to. But I just want to let y'all know, like, everybody that's with them ain't like that. And that's when I was like, dang. He fine. I'll stay, let's stay. And we talked all night.
But wait, it gets even messier. Let me tell you how quick Fantasia claimed this man as her own. In her own words, and Chili, these are her words, not mine. She said, "I knew he was my dude. He was my boyfriend that night." I mean, can you believe? She's out here claiming a whole man before the night is even over. Poor thing had no idea these interview clips would come back to haunt her like a ghost at a funeral. And honey, let's talk about what made Kendall jump into this marriage faster than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. We're talking about Fantasia here, American Idol winner, Grammy Award recipient, that girl. But was Kendall seeing stars in his eyes or dollar signs in his wallet? Because Chile, the decisions they made next had me clutching my pearls. This man left his logistics business, something he actually knew how to do, and Fantasia left her record label so they could start their own label together. Now, I don't mean to be shady, but why didn't he stick to what he knew? Running trucks is a whole lot different than running records. And Fantasia, bless her heart, should have known that having a gorgeous voice doesn't mean you know how to run a whole label. These record labels aren't just throwing parties and signing checks, they're doing the heavy lifting to get artists noticed. But Fantasia felt she wasn't getting her fair share, claiming they were wasting her talent.
I lost everything. There was no money in the bank. Y'all gotta think about it. When I won Idol, we was doing tour after tour. My first tour was with Kanye. Like, I was forever working. How did I end up with no money?
How did that
And I
happen?
took care of my whole family because everybody that was behind me wasn't good. And they knew I was young, gullible, from North Carolina. I ain't know nothing about nothing. So they just prostituted the gift. They made their money. I got back home, I ain't have none.
Let me break it down for you, sugar. Leaving a record label because you feel used is like jumping out of the frying pan into a whole inferno. Just look at what happened to Keisha Cole, Tiara, and Tamar Braxton when they tried to go independent. Their mainstream success dropped faster than a hot potato, and that's exactly what happened to Fantasia. Add to that mess the fact that she was carrying the whole family on her back like Atlas with the world. Chile, it was a recipe for disaster. The fighting started because their pockets were emptier than a church on Super Bowl Sunday. They say Kendall started acting brand new, ignoring his wife because the money wasn't flowing like it used to. The nerve.
There's a song on my album called So Blue. And So Blue came about because I went back to that situation. I had just lost my grandmother. And I think at that time I was angry And he wasn't there when I wanted him to be there, or quick enough when I wanted him to be there, so I went on social media and just put it out there, and I'm upset and angry, and he left for 6 months.
But here's the scalding hot tea. I can't even be mad at Kendall because he showed his whole hand from the beginning. Fantasia knew about his history with substances, alcohol, and his, let's say, active social life. She knew about his assault conviction and those child support issues that had him doing the perp walk. The red flags were waving harder than a parade marshal, but she chose to ignore them all. And Chile, social media has been having a field day with this mess. One person wrote, and this is the gospel truth: if a woman chases after a man, she chases him for the rest of the relationship. Another wise soul dropped this gem: don't ever let a man tell you he don't want you twice and never speak for him. You'll be embarrassed. And my personal favorite, marrying somebody after knowing them for 3 weeks is crazy. It's giving she can't be alone. Now, I'm just the messenger here, serving you this piping hot tea with a side of truth cookies. But what do y'all think? Did our girl Fantasia rush into this faster than a Black Friday shopper? Did Kendall play her like a fiddle at the devil's hoedown? Drop those thoughts in the comments below, because this tea party isn't over until everybody's cup is full. Everybody